All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. It is Tuesday, March 28th, 2023. On a Tuesday, thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so before we begin, all I'm asking for is a simple request. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs, hopefully by the end of the year, right around like 8,700 or so. So again, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you like these videos. Thanks for taking the time again to join me. Let's go ahead and get started. Bottom line, it is a choppy one, just choppy, choppy, choppy here in the market. Yesterday was very choppy. So we'll go over some of the positions that I opened and what I'm looking for. Dow futures down 43 points, NASDAQ down about 21, S&P is below 4,000 on ES. I tweeted about that being a huge magnet. That's just been that kind of like that level that we've been kind of hovering around. Russell's down about 0.34%. Yes, I still have my IWM puts for April 21st, taking a little bit of a hit on them. Hopefully today I'll get a little bit. Crude oil is flat, 72.79 a barrel. Gasoline futures down about 0.43% at $2.64. 10-year Treasury yields 3.545%. That is up today. 102.53 for the dollar. That is down this morning. The VIX Volatility Index 2105, up 2%. Gold futures are up 0.5% with the dollar being down. 1964 an ounce. Silver 23.21, up 0.28%. Copper is down $4.07. Down about 0.20%. Euro dollar is up 36 pips, 108.35. Yet the S&P is down. Dollar yen, the yen is strengthening against the dollar, yet yields are up. So again, a little bit of a break of that correlation. 130.76. Pound dollar 123.10, up about 20 pips. Bitcoin futures, I don't have a price. I don't know if that's correct. 26,980 on the futures side, 1737 for Ethereum. That's where we are. So again, this is all real-time data. But again, I didn't get any kind of price on Bitcoin futures. Who knows? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the S&P 500 futures and kind of how fat and flat it's been. So let's kind of expand here. I've had some questions from Investment Club regarding the market, and I keep repeating the same thing. We're just in a trader's market, not a investable market as of yet. And I think some individuals don't understand what a bull market is. Again, that was on Qs, and again, it fell yesterday. QQQ, or any asset that hits 20% above its most recent lows, is considered a bull market. So our most recent low was 3,500, right, on S&P. If we got to 4,200 or 4,210 or so, we would be 20% off the lows and technically a bull market. Guess what we're looking for a break? We're looking for 4,200. So again, we're not there. We're about 200 points away. We're stuck in this really fat and flat tape. And that's all we can do. All we can do is all we can do. So if there's one thing I really don't like being is a bear, at least short term. I don't like being a bear. It sucks playing puts, but it works. You know, whatever. You got to trade the tape, trade the price action, not have a bias. And that's what I said yesterday to the Discord team. So I am short the market, net short in terms of puts. And I was expecting that 4,000 level to go. So the next level I'm looking for to break down is 39.93 to around 39.89. That's the zone we're breaking down. And really all I'm expecting is us to get around this area here and hold above this trend line of 39.60. Again, it's just a choppy tape with really no direction. And usually when that happens, when you get indecision, you just kind of slide a little bit as you go. So here are some of the things that I'm looking at today. Again, I opened some Bank of America puts on the pop yesterday. I may have gotten a little early, but you could see that we have a nice gap to fill here at 27.33. That's my target. That's what I'm looking for. That's not my strike. But again, if you look back to Bank of America, we do have some upward gaps too. One at 34, so it's not like, and one at 32. So it's not like we don't have any other upside gaps to look at, but the most immediate gap is to the downside. And all of these gaps on the daily, guys, have been filled. So again, I expect this trade to fill that gap fill. The problem is I don't know if it'll happen this week. That's kind of the only issue I have is, okay, it's going to fill, but the question is I'm going to race against time really until we get there. So the stock is flat this morning, getting a little weakness in futures, nothing crazy. But again, let's see if we get choppiness and continued weakness. Again, we could see a little bit of a turnaround on Bank of America. It was up 5% yesterday. I expect to give back a little bit of gains at least as we break down on S&P 500 futures. Let's take a look at NASDAQ futures. And again, right when we got to Qs right at 20%, it faded. And this yellow line here was our resistance. Again, one double top, 1 and 2. That was your double top. Hit a triple top and broke, and now we're fading. So again, we can get back to around 12,683. But again, I wouldn't want to trade futures against it. But again, I'm just keeping an eye on any options. For example, Apple would probably be a nice one. Again, we talked about this ascending wedge formation, and then we had a descending wedge formation, or you can call it as a bear flag, bull flag, whatever you want to call it. But again, descending wedge formation, reversal, upsending wedge formation, we should get a reversal. Again, the target on Apple, at least short term, is right about 153.86. That's what I'm looking for that short term move, at least on the chart on Apple. I didn't see any news on it, but again, it is down this morning. And you can see that we are also hitting our head on some key resistance here, right around that 160.58 level. I put an alert above 162. If that does break, then we're targeting this trend line here around 165. That's that nice downward trend that we had, similar to the S&P 500. Again, we need Apple to break that above, and so far the S&P broke above that trend line, but not Apple, curiously enough. Apple being the biggest part of the S&P 500 index. Again, I expect a little more weakness on Apple as we continue on through the week, because throughout the end of March and the end of the quarter, you do get some weakness. So again, I'm kind of trying just to look at that weakness and see if I can take advantage. Doesn't mean I want to go crazy on puts, but again, just trying to be tactical and trying to catch something. So again, Bank of America has a gap fill to the downside. I went ahead and also played some Amazon calls. I also did Amazon puts. I was looking at Google puts yesterday, and I played those personally. They just went really, really quickly, so I didn't get a chance to signal them out. But again, you could see that we're still below that key level of resistance here. That's what we've been holding around. That's kind of that zone, $100. So again, I'm going to keep an eye on that $100 level. We're slightly green on Amazon this morning. I expect us to break down a little further. Let me get back on the daily to give us a little bit more color. And again, all we did was really just test the 52 days in a row, and we're jumping above it. Again, I expect us to slide back down. I'm looking for that 96 level. That's all I'm looking for on Amazon. And that's really the only trades I have open currently. Not a lot of risk. So again, I expect a little bit of weakness today. We'll break 4,000 again on ES and try to see if we can get to around 39.90 to possibly 39.80. Just really depends on the price action we get. Not a lot of news. It is the end of the quarter. We do have GDP tomorrow. We have Janet Yellen speaking on Thursday. But that's really it. Next week, I believe, is what? The beginning of April, and then we have April 7th. That Friday is Good Friday. No market open. So that's where we are. Let's answer some questions. Good morning. Eric is asking about, what do you think about Alibaba's restructuring? Interesting. I actually had a DM from one of my followers on my personal Instagram asking me a question about Alibaba. And I said to him, Alibaba's a great company. There's nothing wrong with their books. The problem is that the country of origin of where they are, it's China. And again, you have the Communist Party, obviously a lot of not just regulations but control. And I said to him, I go, if you were to put Alibaba being based from South Korea, different story. It's just that because it's based in China. So you have to understand that you are beholden to the country's politics when you're an investor in BABA, which really sucks because China isn't doing that great either. Alibaba is up today nicely, but it has fallen again from a lot higher, from right around 124.30. We were right around 121.70, and that's the level you're really looking to break. You're looking to get above 124.30. So all this news is great, I guess, but again, it's still a trader's market. You're not really doing much with Alibaba if you're an investor. You're just holding on that thing for the long term, but not much to trade there. In terms of Alibaba, Eric Tan, again, they're talking about IPOs, spinning off some companies, but it's still based in China, and that's the problem. And that's kind of what's hurting investors, is that you are beholden to the Chinese macroeconomic situation, political situation with Alibaba, which is unfortunate. But I would assume the same thing for like a Saudi Aramco. Again, you're beholden to the Saudi government, you're beholden to Saudi politics, you're beholden to oil prices, obviously. So again, it's not as simple as just owning a Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola doesn't really have much issue with geopolitical or political stuff in the United States, or their debt plan or debt ceilings or anything. And I also had a conversation with Investment Club yesterday. They were talking about, what can I buy now? And I said the best thing right now, I'd hate to say it, unless you're dollar cost averaging right now. Again, think about that. Unless you're dollar cost averaging over time, 401k, IRA, it's really not much to do. There's not much opportunity because you've been stuck fat and flat, really since May. Not much going on. You're back to S&P 4000. Until you break above 4,200 and then we get a new bull market, that's what you can wait for, and then we'll see where we go from there. I expect us to break through there, but we just haven't got anything yet. We're still above the October lows of around 3,500. But hey, listen, if you have some cash, hold on to some cash. Fidelity Brokerage offers like 2.5% cash sweep. That pays more of a dividend, more than a dividend of Coca-Cola with less risk. So right now, probably a good time to hold on to some cash again, unless you see some opportunities in some stocks that you really want to get. But even valuation on tech stocks is a little stretch, like an Nvidia, like an AMD, how stretched they are on the charts. I expect them to pull back a little bit. I think right now it's just a trader's market. You're really just waiting. That's all you're doing. Apple puts, what levels do I see? Let's take a look at Apple puts. I had an alert at 151.84. That could bounce, obviously, but really the level I'm looking for is just a test back to 155 to 156. But you need a little more continuation. Maybe a break of 157 would confirm the move. But that's where we are currently on Apple. And I expect it to pull back to 155. The problem is that if we get chopped up, and that's what I don't want, especially to the end of the quarter. We've had a great quarter. We don't want to give anything away. So I'm not looking to load the boat either on Apple puts or any puts, period. I only have 2 trades open for signals, and I'm okay with that setup for right now. We're just going to hold on. We're going to see what we get. It is only Tuesday. Markets did bounce yesterday. We pulled back a little bit. Let's see if we get a little bit more weakness. Unfortunately, I hate being a bear. I hate rooting for downside. But again, it's all price action. Once you're a trader and you do this for a while, it really doesn't matter up or down. You don't even look at paying attention to the names. You're just looking at price action charts as a technical trader. That's really all you're basing on. You can cover the name Apple, you can cover the name Alibaba, cover the name Bank of America. It really doesn't matter. All you're looking for is momentum. All you're looking for is the chart to set you up, and hopefully the market goes your way. And that's really all you can do. Really quickly, tomorrow morning note, I will not be doing it. I will be going to the doctor's tomorrow at 9 a.m. So I will see you guys again on Thursday. But no morning note tomorrow, no YouTube tomorrow. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. I am fine, no problem. It's more for my wife. So again, we're just going to the doctor, and that's it. I'm just going to escort her to the doctor, if anything. But again, I will see you guys on Thursday. Have a great rest of your day. I will update you guys on Twitter as always. Bloggers, I will see you on Discord. Let's see if we get acceleration to the downside. Again, I hate being a bear, but right now I'm putting my bear hat, at least short term, and at least till the end of the week, and see if we get some weakness. Let's see what we get. Let's make it a great Tuesday, and I will catch you guys on Thursday for the next morning note. Make sure to subscribe. Appreciate it as always. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers.